You are watching Platinum Northwest TV News. Good evening and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Philadelphia Mangoeng. Let's take a look now at the leading top stories. First up, the city of Matlasana requests political parties to remove their campaign posters, and the Department of Health calls on men and young boys to take advantage of the free circumcision services. In the business news, AMCU threatens to strike if agreement with Sitting.Stillwater is not reached. And in the sports news, we bring you the latest from the Comrades Marathon. We begin here. The city of Matlasana is urging all political parties that have placed their election campaign boards in the jurisdiction of Matlasana to kindly remove them. According to the municipality bylaws, all political parties are given 14 days after the date of elections to remove all their campaign boards. Failure to comply with this notice within the stipulated time frame may result in penalties. In other news, the Northwest Department of Health calls on men and young boys from the age of 10 years to take advantage of the free, safe and voluntary medical male circumcision services offered by healthcare facilities across the province. The department spokesperson Dept said with the winter season at hand, the department is experiencing a high number of cases relating to male circumcision due to illegal initiation schools that could possibly put the health of initiates at risk. According to Lekhetwane, the department is working in collaboration with development partners such as Lamula Health Service, Bokamoso Social Upliftment, Right to Care, and the Southern Health Foundation to roll out these services. In more news, lawyers for the interdict political party have sent a letter of demand to the Secretary of Parliament, Xolile George, and Chief Justice Raymond Zondo, asking both officers to refrain from convening the first sitting of Parliament. MK party lawyers said that failure to comply with the letter of demand would result in court action. This demand comes after the IEC officially handed over lists of members of Parliament and provincial legislatures to the Chief Justice, who handed them over to the Secretary of Parliament, paving the way for the swearing in of members soon. The MK party has had a number of grievances since the results were declared by the IEC, with the party contending that they need to be resolved prior to the first sitting of Parliament. The MK party's 58 nominees for the National Assembly will boycott the ceremony scheduled for next Monday. Meanwhile, the National Assembly has confirmed that the first sitting of the National Assembly will go ahead as planned. This is despite some political parties saying they won't attend the first sitting. Moving on to international news now, French President Emmanuel Macron has dissolved the country's parliament, the National Assembly, and called a snap election after the exit poll showed his Renaissance Party is set to be trounced by the far-right opposition in European parliamentary elections on Sunday. After initial projections, the far-right National Party came out of the top with 35.5% of the vote, more than double the share of Renaissance, which scrapped into second place on 15.2% of the vote, just ahead of Socialists in third with 14.3% of the vote. In a celebratory speech after the publication of the exit poll, RN leader Jordan Bardella had called on Macron to dissolve the French parliament, calling the gap between the two parties a stinging negation for the president. Within an hour, Macron made a national address announcing he would dissolve the French lower house and hold parliamentary elections. The first round will be held on June 30th, with the second round on July 7th. And with that, let's now take a look at the business news. In the business news, the Association of Mine Workers and Construction Union, AMCU, threatened strike action should they not reach an agreement with Sitting.Stillwater. This followed the dismissal of 213 workers at the Sitting.Stillwater operations in Rustenburg on Sunday. The workers were served with dismissal notices after they failed to resurface during an underground sit-in last week, despite calls by the mines management and unions AMCU and the National Union of Mine Workers NUM. AMCU President Joseph Matunja said the union would hand over a letter of dispute today, and should talks fall flat, the unions and its members would follow due process. AMCU called on Sitting.Stillwater's affiliated with it to remain calm amid growing concern that workers may face possible dismissals. In more news, some good news for South Africans this winter. Eskom says that you can expect to continue enjoying suspended power cuts. The power utility says its energy availability factor is currently at 64% and it is expected to further increase. The country has been enjoying more than 2 months without rolling blackouts. Eskom board chairperson Mteto Nyati says the new management has been working hard to ensure that the lights stay on. And that's where we're going to have to leave it for the business news. After this, we start off with the sports. And in sporting news now, Steyn as well as Peter Werner won the 2024 Comrades Marathon titles. South Africa's running sensation Steyn broke her down-run Comrades Marathon record on Sunday when she successfully defended her title. When Steyn crossed the finish line, she became the 5th woman to have won the Comrades Marathon 3 times. She added to her wins in 2019 and 2023. Now, Steyn is the current holder of the up and down run Comrades records. Wiersma of the Netherlands emerged victorious on the men's race. Wiersma, who crossed the finish line to claim his maiden Comrades title. This year marked the 97th Comrades Marathon in KwaZulu-Natal, and a total of 20,000 runners signed up to do the 85.91 kilometer up run. And that's where we're going to have to leave it for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. The team will be back again tomorrow evening. Till then, good night and take care.